There's a question I keep getting asked by people that have stumbled into the dark, seedy world of sim racing. And it normally goes a bit like this. What-oh, which sim should I get first? Question mark. And rather than answer all the hot ladies individually, I'm going to answer the question in this fantastic video. Now I know you're impatient, so here we go. ASSETTO Corsa, Project Cars 2, Race Room Racing Experience. That's not one simulator, you will have noticed that's 3 simulators. What's he doing? He's out of control. He's completely ruined the question with an answer that makes no sense. Let me explain it. First things first, racing simulators are kind of like drinking tea. You don't just have a sip of your tea and throw the rest of the tea out the window. You have to consume the whole cup, and ideally it's a big cup with a lot of tea in it. The problem with driving simulators is each simulator has different feature sets, good things and bad things about them, and you generally need a couple of simulators to really get the full gamut of what's available to you. You'll also find that various simulators are on sale or have offers at certain points in time which make them cheaper than the other one, and so make more sense to buy it than the other one as your first simulator. So that's why I say Race Room Racing Experience, Project Cars 2 and ASSETTO Corsa, and then just pick up whichever one happens to be the cheapest at the point in time that you're looking to buy them. Hold on a minute, some Gestapo super hardcore sim racers are saying. Those aren't necessarily the best simulators, and there's other simulators on the market that might do something else better, or they might just happen to like them more. And you know, there are plenty of other simulators on the market. So why have I singled out AC, Race Room and Project Cars 2? Well, in my opinion, when it just comes to getting into sim racing, having individual games that you can pick up that have reasonable AI, a ton of content, and the ability to just get into them, start driving, have fun, and find out if you want to get into this further or not. Those 3 simulators do a really good job of that without putting too much in your way and without being too complicated or expensive. Now I'm going to ask you to sit down on Uncle Muscle's lap, because I'm going to tell you a story from my childhood, back before World War I, where I was playing GTR 2. Now, prior to GTR 2, you know, I'd played Nigel Mansell GP, it's changed, Nigel Mansell GP on the Atari ST, I'd played MSR on the Dreamcast, I'd played Project Gotham Racing and what have you, but I hadn't really gotten into them, and it wasn't really my thing. But I'd had a big break, I played loads of first-person shooters, and for some reason decided to check out GTR 2. And it was GTR 2, even despite me playing it with an Xbox 360 controller initially, that got me in that direction of playing something that was more on this sort of serious side. The objective wasn't crashing into people, it wasn't even necessarily, you're trying to win, but the objective was mastering the control of the cars, being consistent, and sort of replicating real world racing, trying to get the most out of it and just improving your performance and enjoying subtle, deep, nuanced car control. That was the focus of that game, and that's what got me, despite playing, as I say, with an Xbox 360 controller, into the bug of sim racing. I'd taken the red pill, and there was no going back. Once you launch that rocket to Mars, you are on Mars and you're growing potatoes on Mars. There's no return. You're stuck there with your potato farm on Mars. So actually, you're probably better off not playing any of AC, Race Room or Project Cars 2, because you might get addicted, and quite frankly, I should probably sue Simbin for destroying my life. I could probably trace back a lot of my despair and depression to Simbin, GTR 2 and my progression through sim racing. Absolutely disgraceful that they've got away with it, I have to say. But regardless of that, if you want to ruin your lives as well, the contemporary GTR 2s, I think for most people, are, as I say, Project Cars 2, ASSETTO Corsa and Race Room. Once you've got into them, if you are playing them with a gamepad, you really do need a steering wheel. And I'd highly recommend either the G29 or the Thrustmaster T300, ideally with the T3PA pedals. Playing driving simulators without a steering wheel really doesn't make much sense, and I'm assuming you've come to this video and you maybe don't know about it. So a force feedback steering wheel, which is what you need, is ultimately your connection to the simulator. It tells you what the car's doing. You can feel what you need to do with the vehicle. And it was actually having a friend take pity on me. They saw me playing GTR 2 with the Xbox 360 controller, and they just felt bad for me. So they sold me a Momo black steering wheel at a beautiful cut down price. And when I played GTR 2 with that, it all just came together, made sense, and then we went on from that to R-Factor, Live for Speed. And the rest is a somewhat grey, rainy history that's been foretold. So, yes, those 3 simulators, either of them, you don't need all of them, but ideally you get all of them eventually. Buy whichever one happens to be the cheapest. It probably is cheapest to just try the content in Race Room that's free. You could try that out for free. That's the cheapest. But you could get the starter pack for Race Room by getting VRP from the Race Room store. I'll put a link in the video description to each of these games and how to get them. But other than that, AC is normally really cheap. It's really often on sale. Absolutely fantastic. And Project Cars 2, when it's on sale, it was on half price recently. When it's on sale, you get a fantastic amount of content in one box. Cars, tracks, rallycross and everything. Just a ton of stuff in one box that will give you a really good introduction to everything. Now, moving on from that, you will want to look at maybe doing things like Sim Racing System, which is kind of like a league system. You might want to check out things like iRacing, which is a way to have to remortgage a house to sustain your sim racing hobby. And you might want to look at the various other simulator titles on the market, which are really good in their own specific ways. R-Factor 2, Automobilista, and of course the top simulator that everybody should play, Mario Kart 8. Now, before we end this video, I would say as well, you just got to get Dirt Rally. You have to get Dirt Rally. It's not track racing, it is rally driving, but Dirt Rally is amazing and it's always very cheap. It plays well with a gamepad. Fantastic fun. Get Dirt Rally. There you go. So add Dirt Rally to your list of one of the other 3, or all 3 of the other 3, plus Dirt Rally, and you're going to have a really arousing time. Probably frustrating at first, but don't worry about it. It takes a while to get used to things, and it takes a while to get used to each different simulator's version of real-world physics. But once you understand how to drive each simulator, you can jump between them, and you kind of just treat each simulator like its own car, if you will, and then each car in each simulator like a car setup. In some ways, it's all rather confusing. Just have a good, fun time playing those simulators. Subscribe to this channel as well if you're getting into this bizarre hobby. Click the like button if you found this useful, and we've got a Discord channel in the video description. Click on that, there's a chat room there. You can ask your questions in there, you can just harass people. As I say, it's mostly highly attractive women, single women in your local area that do sim racing in the Discord channel. So just click the link to that, join us in Discord, ask questions in there, people will sort you out. Maybe you don't even have a PC and you're thinking, oh god, what do I need to get going? People will help you out there, it's fantastic. So there you go, guys. Until the next one, I'm literally off for a cup of tea, and we're going to be doing streaming tonight. Project Cars 2. It's Tuesday. Project Cars 2 Tuesday. Yes. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.